We've been sleeping too long. Now the warning is clear. Our streets don't feel British, and the end's drawing near. They divided the right while the numbers kept rising. Time to stop the talking. It's time for deciding. Join, restore, or be no more. Join, restore, or be no more. Stand up together, fight for our shore. Join, restore, or be no more. Millions must go, send them back where they came. You must speak English, we don't care for the game. No more excuses, speak English or get out. Learn our traditions, don't force us to learn yours. Respect our culture or head straight for the doors. This is Britain, we don't bow to foreign laws. Join, restore, or be no more. Join, restore, or be no more. Stand up together, fight for our shore. Join, restore, or be no more. No more grooming gangs, no more two-tier rules, no more foreign flags flying over our schools. Put Britain first, protect our kids and our land. If you won't stand with us, then you don't understand. From the four nations, one people, one flag in the sky. No more division, it's do or it's die. No more talking, no more fear. The hour is late, and the moment is here. Join, restore, or be no more. Join, restore, or be no more. Millions must go, send them back to the shore. You must speak English, or you're out the door. Join, restore, or be no more. Join, restore, or be no more.
Okay, good stuff. ADJ, I was over watching Freedom Dad doing his test demo. Then I saw the video that his flight with EasyJet had been cancelled tomorrow morning. Any idea how he's getting down to London? Is he going to drive down, take a train? Could he find another airline? I don't know. I hope he gets there. We want a video, we want to stream him. Hello, Vindicator Strikes Back. Please tell me that you're going live at 9 o'clock. Let me put a link out. I like it when Vindicator goes live at 9. Coming up to the mic, Vindicator. I guess you saw Abs's video, I'm guessing. Yes, Kerry, Freedom Dad's in Glasgow, but his flight for tomorrow was cancelled. And they said he'd have to fly in the evening. Well, of course, that means he'd miss the rally. He'd miss the Great Grift. Aye, mate. Oh, thank you, Muttley. I don't think I've got that many subscribers left, to be honest. I've lost a few over the last few days. Vindicator, would you like to come up to the mic? But thank you very much. Pardon me. I don't know if Vindicator's going to come up. I'll put a link up just in case. if you don't want to, Vindicator, if you're just swinging by, that's absolutely fine. No pressure, none at all. Oh, flight from Belfast to London is cancelled. Ah, right. I thought he was in Glasgow. Oh, well, he was still there when the last live stream I saw of him not long ago, he was actually testing his new equipment for the London job tomorrow. So I don't know how he's going to manage it. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue what he's doing, to be honest. Oh, he's driving down. Wow, that's one hell of a drive. Respect. Well, he's determined to go. Other than that, though, Lady J, I think you might have been in the live stream I'm referring to. He gave a good talk, didn't he, about a warning to England. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I really did. Right. We've got a couple of videos out. Mainly the one about Tommy Robinson I thought was interesting, from that lady from, she used to be involved in the Canadian Truckers campaign. That was big back in the day. I don't know how many. Coming up the mic and tell us. Come on, Vindicator, come on up. I can tell you about Abs's video then as well. He's thrown a... The one who always goes on about bent coppers has been having a pop again, apparently. Anyhow, Abs wasn't having any of it, and he done a good response video. I've told him that I'm not responding to him at all. It upsets him more if you just ignore him, doesn't it? Oh, you've seen it, yeah. Vindicator, are you going live at 9? If Vindicator's going down live at 9, I'll close down, then I can go over and watch it with the rest of you. Hi, Muttley, thank you again. I think now you've done that 3 or 4 times, I'm sure of it. I'm terrible with my memory and names, but I'm pretty sure you've done this several times now. Yeah, all I've got to do now is get some subscribers. We've lost about 15 or 16 over the last day or so. But then again, we did have a large influx when Vindicator and Dino Bain, who is back, I'm pleased to say he is back. Hey, do you want to have a laugh? Do you guys want to laugh? I was getting ready to do a takeover and come on and say I was Dino Bain. So I shaved my head and I was practicing the look like that. I'd say something and then I'd go, the blue steel look. And I was open. Yeah, I know. I don't look nothing like Dino Bain, do I? I'm better looking. Yeah, it's good to have him back. It is good to have him back. And he came back with a banger of a video, didn't he? He did. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, silly gooseberry. If your dad says Tommy Robinson the best, well, he's entitled to his opinion, isn't he? It's he's probably misguided and not as well informed as others on this channel. But yeah, he does seem to do a good job, doesn't he? Be interesting. Oh, feel bad for the people attending. Yeah, we also, I take it you've also what Two-Tier Kia said, didn't you? Effectively, he's declared war on the British people. He must hate us. He really must. Ironic thing is, isn't it? The hard right, and I class myself as hard right. Yeah. They wouldn't be seen anywhere near Tommy Robinson and the Grifters. Hey, that would make a good name for a band, wouldn't it? Like we had Cliff Richards and the Shadows, and now we've got Tommy Robinson and the Grifters. Take it away, Tommy. was trying to think of a songs with money in the title then. I Just Want Your Money. He is, isn't he, Kerry? He really is. Oh, thank you, Sunplug. That is down to you, wasn't it, mate? If you hadn't sent me that, put that link in the comments, I wouldn't have known about it. I wouldn't have known about it at all. That was pure gold. And that woman, the lady speaking, who was involved with the Canadian truckers, I mean, that is what they call a credible witness, isn't it? She was actually involved in it. She actually invited him over to Canada. So no one can say that she's a fake agent or a bad agent. She wanted to work with him and he let her down. I think the business of the curry was telling, wasn't it? I was really telling. You know, when I was in the city, S.G. Warburgs and J.P. Morgan, as you know, I worked for both those companies, my time in London, as well as Camden Council. But in the city, I had a boss, he was a vice president. Companies can have lots of vice presidents, banks can. There's not just one of them. It's like a rank. You have half a dozen vice presidents. And he always insisted every Friday that we go down Brick Lane for a curry. I don't like curry, okay? I think well, if you've been down Brick Lane and you've been in the back of those restaurants and seen how they prepare the food, it is disgusting. It really is disgusting. To be honest, I had a better curry when that place in India was called Bombay. What's it called now? What's the capital of India? This is my memory going. I'm remembering the old names. I remember it when it was Bombay. Same with Sri Lanka. I was there when it was Ceylon. Can't keep up with all these name changes. Yeah, can't. God. You see how they cook it? Absolutely disgusting. Mumbai, that's it. I preferred Bombay. I still call it Bombay. I still call Rhodesia. What's it called now? Shit tip or something like that, isn't it? I was having a look. They've got $1 trillion notes now. The paper is worth more than the value of the note. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. Oh, right. I'm just waiting to see if you do your Vindicator. Vindicators. I think he's going to keep us waiting. Did anybody notice if Vindicator say he'd be going live at 9? People let me know if Habs or Vindicator decides to come up to the mic. See, Gobster's gone all English on us. He's an English nationalist now. He's all for England. Nothing wrong with being all for England. I'm all for England as well. But I'm all for England, Scotland, Wales, and Ulster in the Union. But he's going to concentrate on England. That's absolutely fine. The English are our brothers also. So long as he don't start asking to break the Union up, I'm good with that. What? No live. I went live earlier. Oh. It's hard work keeping the show going. Vindicator can tell you that. It really is. Trying to avoid dead space or dead mic space, whatever they call it. Trying to see the comments. I've lost my, ever since Ribeye left, I've struggled to know what you were saying and if there's anything I should be looking at. I tell you what, when in doubt, what I do is I like to play a tune. What is it? Well, we just had that. Why not? Can't go wrong with the Ulster songs.
free as the wind on the Antrim hills, free as the sea. Free, free, I just wanna be where the Union Jack flies proud and free. So strike up the drum, let me show them my flag. Let the pipes play the old tunes our fathers once sang. Open the gates, let us stand once again as free men of Britain, defending our land. They cut off the winter fuel, left the older ones to freeze, while hotels shine bright for the boats on the breeze. Two-tier justice, two-tier rules, they protect the invaders but chain up the few. Our kids can't afford them in the towns where they grew, but the checks keep flowing to the ones passing through. No more surrender, no more shame, we're rising again in our Father's name. Free, free, I just wanna be free as the wind on the island breaks, free as the sea. Free, free, I just wanna be where the Union Jack lies proud and free. So strike up the drum, let me shoulder my flag. Let the pipes play the old tunes our fathers once sang. Open the gates, let us stand once again as free men of Britain, defending our land. They call us far right, they smear and they lie, but the truth's in the streets, you can see it in our eyes. We've seen the betrayal, we felt the cold hand of leaders who sold out our once proud land. So raise up the banner, shout out the call, for Britain undivided, we'll never fall. Free, free, I just wanna be free as the wind on the snow-dome peaks, free as the sea. Free, free, I just wanna be where the Union Jack flies proud and free. So strike up the drum, let me show them my flag. Let the pipes play the old tunes our fathers once sang. Open the gates, let us stand once again as free men of Britain, defending our land. Free, free, I just wanna be free as the wind on the Yorkshire moors, free as the sea. Free, free, I just wanna be where the Union Jack flies proud and free. So strike up the drum, shoulder the load for the land of our fathers. Down the long road, no surrender, no chains, no more lies. We're the free men of Britain, under our skies.
Hold on, guys. Share this. Restore Britain Waste Macclesfield by-election challenge of, amid vote split fears. Okay, Macclesfield. Labour MP Josh Simmons resigned after 2 years, opening the Greater Manchester seat for Mayor Andy Burnham. I wonder how much they paid him off with to get him to stand out. A potential rival to Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Reform UK eyes a strong push after dominating local votes with 50.4%. However, Louth 3-month-old Restore Britain is mooling a run. Yeah, Macclesfield are... Over in Macclesfield, Restore Britain is holding a local branch meeting in the area tonight. This was 2 hours ago. So they're actually having the meeting right now. And a decision on our next steps will be taken over the weekend. The mood with the membership locally is that we are very much up for a fight. I think we all are. However, the Macclesfield by-election is on Thursday, 18th of June. Wow, that's not that far away, is it? That is not that far away. Oh, it would have to be balls to the walls, wouldn't it? To do a campaign there. Could they do it? I think they could. They're up for the fight, and that's half the battle. If they're up for the fight, right. Yeah. That was a good response, Lady Jade, but we'll leave it at that lot. I mean, I've got to be honest. The scabs on that wound are still healing for me. I think it'll be a while before I'd want to talk about that again. Did us some damage. Anyhow, so that's what's happening over in Macclesfield tonight. Good luck to him. I really, really are. Do put up a candidate. Now, who else did I see another election being put up for? Was it Mayor of London? That tosspot Neville or something? Prances around a field, or used to prance around a field. I don't know. I think he's standing on about standing somewhere or other. Oh, Lady J, that's terrible. Okay. Need a chance to catch up. I tell you, guys, this John Harrison over here, I'll share this tab, okay? Can you see it? Yeah. He done these songs for us quite a while ago, but he never did put them in a playlist. He writes his own songs. I'm not sure. Well, I know he does his own songs. Let's check some of it out to see what it's like. Obviously, we've got the Black Country, Javan, and the folk of Scotland. Raising the colours. Welsh and Proud. Let's try this one then.
When I looked at my father, when I held on to mother, those early years in the mountains, it made me discover, no matter how I grew, I would always run to you. And my homeland is the place I want to be. The dragon on my back is the flag that I unpack whenever we compete on a field or on a track. And with the singing
come on up, Babs.
From the hills it echoes back. This homeland is the place I want to be. We are Welsh and we are proud, and we'll sing it all out loud. A patriot are we from Port Talbot to the sea. We are Welsh and we are proud, men of Harlech, sing it loud. I will never feel as good as standing with my brotherhood. From all that's gone before, we will fight forevermore in these lands I so adore. From the valleys to the coast, our spirit rises high. We carry dreams of ancients with each heartfelt sigh. In every stone and river, echoes of our song unite us in our journey. It's where we all belong. With memories of laughter on the winds that gently flow, as the fire in our hearts continues to grow.
We interrupt our program for an opportunity to talk to the Vindicator at the stage.
Hello. How you doing,
Good
mate?
to see.
I'm knackered, mate. I'm absolutely shattered. It's mentally. You know how mental it is running the channel, especially doing it full time. It's crazy, mate. It's insane. Yeah.
I couldn't do it, but at least, you see, I do it because I'm insane. But I always know at least I can walk away from it anytime, or I can take a break because I don't have to feed a family, you know. So I don't envy your position one little bit.
It's like being back in the military. I've had 4 hours sleep out the last 2 days. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Well, hope you're doing well.
Well, I wanted to talk to both of you. I really did. Vindicator. First of all, I'm disappointed you're not doing a live at 9. I did one
earlier.
Couldn't you have waited until 9 and then I could have closed down and gone and watched you? Last night it was great. I suppose we got to ask Abatha, haven't we, about what happened? I saw your video, Abatha. It was a brilliant response. But you should do what I think, and Vindicator might agree with me, and he'll tell you himself. I'm not responding to him anymore. The guy is deranged. But you give a good response.
Go on.
You know what it is with this guy, right? You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to mention his name because it'll go into some kind of conspiratorial fucking mental rant on a video or something, right? Don't give him oxygen. He's the exact same thing that Paul Thorpe is, but on the opposite end of the scale. He's the exact same person. It really is.
Yeah.
And me and Green Arrow have sussed him out. It's like, we know what you are now. And I've heard from the people that knew him in the past, older nationalists that have come forward and spoke to me and said, we laugh at him. Yeah. So it's like, okay, yeah, it says he's no threat. He's harmless. It's like, he's one of these sort of people. He's like the security guard at the front of a big company that pretends he owns the company. He's that sort of person. Yeah. So just ignore him. He's nothing. He's harmless. You know, he wants to be important in his own little head. Fine, let him make his videos. That's what I said in my video the other day. My own work video. It's right. I don't care what he says. I don't care. I don't care about the guy.
I effectively no longer care now at this point as well. No. I've done what I needed to do. Some people will say it was the right decision. Some will say it's the wrong decision. I'll be honest, I don't really feel any pleasure in all of it, quite frankly, because I shouldn't be focusing on that more than anything. I should be focusing on what really matters.
I'll ask you this, right? Why do you think he's been trying to poke the bear with all of us? Why do you think he picked all of us? Because he was hoping that one of us would react. That's what it was.
And sadly, I've fallen into it.
That's it. He fell into the trap. Don't fall into the trap. Just let him do his thing and poke things. From what I can tell, most of his followers are himself. It's his sock accounts. You know, he's speaking on his own videos. He comes on my videos and he thinks I don't know who he is. And it's his sock accounts. All right. Now, he's probably going to make a video making some kind of weird conspiracy theory now about how we're all out to get him because he's paranoid. And it's like, just let him do it. Just let him do it. Just let him carry on. And, you know, my focus, like I said in the morning, what we do is get him back to the country. People like him are a distraction. They are. They're in the way. It's like, just do one, you know.
Well, I have no further intention of interacting with him. I don't even want to give him a can of fresh air, to be honest.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think so as well. Call me a big softy, considering I keep saying I'm hard, right? But in a way, I pity him. I really pity him. Vindicator, living in the past. All he can talk about is the past. He never talks about looking forward and what we can do to make things better. Yeah. Should we move on from him? Vindicator, what did you make of Keir Starmer's speech?
Oh boy. The march tomorrow is, if he'd have said this 3 weeks before the march, I'd have been like going, you really should consider not going. But, you know, people are going to go. It's their choice. They're going to go to it. I think this is a massive red flag. People have come in our comment section saying, see, the United Kingdom march does make a difference. We've rattled this cage. No, you haven't. All he's done is used your movement to distract away from his own failings in government and his scandals. That's what he's using this for. He's got this big event taking place that can take some of the heat away from him for a little while. And if everything kicks off tomorrow at that event, then he's on free. He can put that in the news cycle for the next 7 or 8 weeks, and everybody will forget about his failings, and he can limp on as Prime Minister for a little bit longer. That's what he's doing it for. You've not rattled him. He didn't give a toss about the last United Kingdom rally. He didn't care about that. Didn't give a toss. No. Why now? Circumstances have changed. He's in a different position now. His premiership's under threat. And he's using this event to distract away from it. That's what he's doing.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true that apparently he's trying to muster, 40,000 police officers down in London. What is that?
40,000.
I mean, let's say for the sake of fact he does, because I thought I recall something about there was like 90,000 in the force or 100,000 or something. Like, is he literally willing to bring down like over a third of the police just for the sakes of protest?
I think in the country, I think we got 270,000 police, something like that. believe it or not, we've got more police than we have in actual armed forces. It's crazy. But that should tell you everything you need to know. When you've got more police than actual armed forces, it's not quite right there, is there?
The jack boots are out in force.
Yeah. But even if he pulled 40,000 people away, you've got to think, right, there's lots of police officers that are on leave, You know, if you're going to pull that many police officers off of duty, you're leaving half the country unpoliced.
Unprotected.
A very good point. Who's going to go around and arrest all those people posting dirty words on Facebook if they're all up in London?
I'll tell you a story once, right? I was once doing a night hike out in the Peak District, right? And I came across, there were 2 vans, police officers, and they're all asleep in the little vans. And I knocked on the window. I said, "You all right in there?" And they were all, sergeant in front, like, "What?" I said, "It's a good job I weren't a terrorist, because you'd all be dead right now if I snuck up on you and done that to you." It's like our taxpayer money that they're all asleep in a lay-by, skiving off. It's like, then we wonder why there's nobody policing the streets and stuff.
About 2 years ago, they had a little carnival going through my village, and the police came down from a few miles away, and I had my granddaughter with me, and I said, "Look, love, look quick now. That's a policeman. That's what a policeman looks like." And they were scowling at me. I thought someone's got to tell her what a copper looks like in case she meets one day. But we never see her.
I can count on one hand the amount of police I've seen patrolling around my streets, and this is the last 20 years. I've seen 2. Yeah. I've seen 2.
I'm trying to think. I did see a community policewoman, 2 of them, 2 community policewomen. Yeah. And a traffic warden. I always see a traffic warden, but nothing in our village except boarded up shops and a traffic warden. What a misery. So anyhow, tomorrow could kick off.
It's possible. I'm not going to say it is, but I do think it's possible that it could.
But the NACAB march or open orate and what was it against slavery? They assaulted the river at any rate.
It's marching parallel to them. They're literally side by side marching tomorrow.
On either side of the river.
Either side. So at some point they're going to force them to converge, aren't they? At some point they're going to do that.
Absolutely. That is exactly what they're going to do. Like, you've got to think about it. This is what they did with a lot of Tommy's protests way back yonder, whether he was still part of the EDL or whether it was in like the 2010s. Yeah. Every single time. In particular, I remember a case in Manchester where Tommy had went to the police and categorically said, "We do not want to go this way because we'll run into Antifa." And yet the police decided to direct them into them anyway. So it makes you wonder, what are these police officers doing? And it comes back to a question I often ask on my channel. Who do these police officers serve? Their people or their government?
You see, the thing is, right, there's a tactical advantage to keeping your protests small, right? Because the smaller protests, the closer they are, you can keep on agitators. When you start to get really, really big, it's hard to spot the agitators. It only takes like a small group of people in a crowd that big to cause absolute chaos, and it'll kick off. And that's what they'll do. That's exactly what they'll do. And this is why I suggested people keep saying, "Oh, you can't do that." Is have smaller protests all around the country. Yeah, not in one place, all around the country at once.
But listen, I'm not a football supporter, but I understand there's a 3rd team on the field, and there's a big football match there, isn't there?
FA Cup final.
FA is there? I don't know. I don't follow football.
Yeah, no, I don't either. It's FA Cup final, but obviously there's going to be lots of drunk football fans knocking about as well. So it's just volatile. It's just a whole volatile situation. It'll be a nightmare scenario.
Wow.
Okay, putting it mildly.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, well, I'm glad I'm at home. I'm glad I'm at home for it. Although, got to be honest, if it was nearer, I'd be tempted to go just to report on it like Freedom Dad's gone all the way over from Ulster to report on it. He done a good video today attacking Richard Inman over in Belfast.
Ooh.
It was in the live is up. It was testing camera for London, and about 3/4 of the way through, he started speaking about Advance UK over there, saying the only people who should decide Ulster's future is Ulstermen. Yeah, he doesn't want foreign politicians of any sort of colour interfering.
Yeah.
He spoke about Zionism, against it. He said he admired Tommy Robinson for what he'd done. Fair enough. And said he used to be an hero. He didn't like some of the stories coming out about him. And he was going there and who he was going to talk to. But he did have a fair pop at Richard Inman. And those people trying to interfere in Ulster politics. As you know, there's an Advanced UK branch over there.
I think we can all agree on this, right? I've got nothing against the people going to the march tomorrow, because a lot of them don't share the politics of the people on stage. They don't. They're going for their own reasons. They're going to like send a message to that scumbag in number 10 that we don't want you here anymore. They don't want to go to Chuffing, listen to all the crap that's going to be talked about on that stage. They don't care about that. A lot of them don't.
No.
I mean, I heard from some of my subscribers saying we were sick of hearing from that Ricky Doolan guy. The Christian songs, constantly Christian songs. So it was doing that. Yeah. They went there to listen to people make speeches, and they stopped people making speeches to allow for that dickhead to keep singing. It's like, well, that's what people went for.
Getting more hymns than Sunday service.
I can't stand that guy. The more I see that Ricky Doolan, the more I can't stand him. He's a dickhead.
I don't watch him. I watched him twice, and I thought, no, sorry, but not for me. Just the way it is.
No.
How bad was it?
I mean, what do you want, right? What do you want? Do you want to go and listen to some dickhead on stage that can't sing, or listen to a speech by Carl Benjamin about the state of the country? Yeah, to give an inspiring speech to get people, stoked up and let's get fighting back. That's what we want. Yeah, not some chuffing hacker dance by some Zulus from another country that shouldn't be in this country. It's like, what's all that about?
I'm going to invite GST up a moment. GST, have you got time to come up? Because I just saw your comment. It'd be really great. I understand what you're saying. We've all had different experiences with the police, and GST's had some positive experience. Let's see if GST's got time to come up, is there? Because I know he's got something to say. He's also been talking about his protests he's been to in Nottingham. I don't know if you saw that.
We've got to remember, I'm supposed to be going to that one. There's another one in 2 weeks. I'm going to go to the next one, so I'll be covering that. So
well done,
boots on the ground again. This is amazing, right? Because these ultra nationalists. We won't mention the names. These ultra nationalists. I never see them at these protests, standing toe to toe with me, or shoulder to shoulder with me, standing against Antifa and stuff like that. Don't really see them. Or when St George's Day, they're supposed to be English nationalists. No mention of St George's Day. Nothing. Wonder why.
No. Okay. Hi, Kingsman. How you doing?
Hello,
hey mate. Not too bad.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. Always good to see you.
Yeah, and you.
Did you hear the news, Freedom Dad? He's having to drive down from Glasgow because they cancelled his flight. So he's got a bit of a trek, hasn't he, to get to London tomorrow? I half expected to hear that you were going. I thought, will GST go down there? Or is it too far?
Yeah. No, I'm going. Yeah, I wasn't originally going to go, but as they started banning everybody and basically pointing out that everybody's an arsehole for going, I thought, well, I'm an arsehole, so I'm going to go.
Yeah, I was tempted as well.
To be honest with you as well, I was going to do a bit of a stunt that was probably going to land me in hot water, but I probably won't go that far now with everything that's everything that's going off. Yeah, basically, I was just going to stand in front of Parliament and burn a big banner of the King and say Tommy Robinson was a knob. But,
yeah. Well, that'll take you 4 years, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You'll get more time than those people who keep pictures of, very questionable stuff without going into too much detail.
The problem that I've got though, it's like I'm trying to do my training. I'm trying to jog every day. I'm trying to shoot my bow and arrow and stuff like that. But I'm just being too consumed by work. So I'm just thinking to myself, I get myself locked up on solitary confinement. I do push-ups like I'd be like Charlie Bronson. Get massive.
Yeah. Hey, GST, we were talking about 40,000 police being there, and you had good experiences with the police in Nottingham, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think the main thing that honestly, I'm bloody hell, I can't get my words out. I'm an observer. Like I always try and observe things, and I always look at things from different points of view. I guess it's part of my childhood and stuff like that. I've always reflected on things, and like I say, I went to Afghanistan, I went to Iraq, and I went to Syria to fight against ISIS as well. So I've always tried to look at things from every different perspective. And like, my main thing is, you are going to get police that get pissed off, that are going to sometimes push back, because a lot of when we went to Nottingham, for example, there was a few of the YouTubers that like were filming the police, like pushing them back and stuff like that. But what the YouTubers didn't film was them agitating the police just before then.
Yeah, this is what I found. This is what I found. Right, this is why I stopped going to protests, because these people they don't show you the agitation that they do. They're in the police's faces. It's like, well, what do you expect? Of course they're going to push you back.
The police were there from about 6 a.m. The police were there from about 6 a.m. on the very first one, because I was there from 6 a.m. And we were there till about just gone 6 p.m. So some of them were there for the best part of 12 hours, and they were being called scumbags by both sides. And at some point, you are going to lose your patience. And the one thing I've always questioned to everybody, point to me one police veteran that's left wing, just one. Give me one example of an army veteran that's left wing, and it's not like some political general. And point to me one policeman. When I say policeman, I don't mean the politicians at the top that have just got a uniform on. You don't see a single one. Don't see a single one. I've worked in the care industry, so I've seen what they've had to put up with through there. So they have their biases, they have their experiences. They have a high suicide rate. They're all mentally depressed at times. And when you're getting called shit from all different perspectives, it's hard. And honestly, this is the third one I've done, and I have had nothing but good comments from the police when I've said, thank you everybody for doing your job. I've had people shake my hand. I've had people pat me on the back, and people say like, yeah, honestly, thank you for that. You know what I mean? It's because
the only bad experiences I've had with the police have been South Yorkshire police, because they're arseholes. They are arseholes. And Derbyshire police. When I went to Sandpiper protest, I was just setting up my camera, minding my own business, and then this inspector came over, and I was suddenly like surrounded by about 10 police. I was like looking around, like, what are you doing, guys? I said, I'm one person. Why does it need all of you to be standing around me? I said, this is the job of your police liaison officer, to come over and ask, what I'm doing here and that sort of thing. It doesn't need all of you to come over and try and, I wasn't intimidated or anything by them. It's like just go away and just do your chuffing job, and I'll do it filming you. And that's when we had all that trouble though. I'm not going to mention names, but there were some auditors there that just go there just to rile things up so they can get clicks. And what they do is they'll turn up, they'll get their footage, and then they'll F off. Gone. And they don't stay till the end of the protest. They never do. They get what they need and they're gone. They'll probably go through the protest to see if they can get some more footage.
Yeah. And they'll follow around all the people. They'll follow around all the people that are drinking as well, don't they? That's what I've always said to people. Honestly, the last one they just started buying crates of beer and sticking at the side. What are you fucking doing, mate? Get a grip. Yeah. I don't drink a single drop of alcohol when I go to any of these events. It's just stupid. No.
But you two were different. You were there as real, genuine, patriotic journalists to report on the story. You're not there to make money. Yeah, you're there to
That's
report
it.
back to your audience. So there's a difference between you and those, well, you can call them mercenaries, or if you like, those auditors doing it just for clicks.
I don't know if you've heard them talk, but when you stood next to them, all they talk about is money. It's constantly money, 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 money. Maybe this will go viral. Maybe this will go viral. Maybe I'll get clicks on this. It's like, not bothered.
Yeah. The latest one that we did, we were all there, stood trying to talk to people. It got to the point where they started throwing that many insults that we were throwing insults back. But then the group of them went to go drinking. They'd obviously just been drinking. Right, they'd got this plan, and then they just came back with this crazy attitude of just shouting, sticking the middle finger up right to somebody's face, calling them a wanker, pussy, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, you know what you've come back to do, mate. Just do it and fuck off.
It makes you guys, it makes us look bad as well, because when we try and actually get the footage and say, look, can we go behind there? Because we're not going to cause any trouble. We want to ask them some questions. They won't let you do it because they think you're just going to go and agitate. They ruin it for everybody. That's what they do.
This is why we need to change it. This is why we need to change it. I'm every other weekend I've not got my kids, and whenever there's an event on, I'll go to it. I don't care. We need to. This is. I'm
coming down to your one in 2 weeks, the one in Nottingham. I'm coming to cover that one this time around, because I heard about the last one. It was just too late. I couldn't plan anything. It was like the next day.
No, hit me up, mate. To be honest with you, I get there earlier than everybody else, and it's the main thing I wanted to do now. Like I say again. You've just got to flip round and think, why is it that these young people are so disassociated with politics? Why is it that these young people want to go balls deep into communism? As soon as you understand why they're doing it, you can actually interact with them and change their mindset.
Yeah, I mean, we know why. They've been broken down. They've had their identity stripped from them, and they've got nothing to associate with. So then along come these college professors and university professors. Look at this little ideology over here, Marxism, and then they feel part of something. That's all people want to do. They just want to feel part of something, and they're brainwashed.
In a sense, that's kind of what they do in the army, though, isn't it? They take your
totally different. No, it's totally different.
It's totally different. You build yourself up as individuals, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, they take you out of your civilian life. They break you back down to like the base components, and then they build you back up to be a fighting fit soldier more than anything. I'm pretty sure if you stuck me in the army for about 3 months, I could probably end up becoming
what the college professors do is they strip them of confidence. What the army does, it builds your confidence up. It rebuilds you with your confidence.
I know that.
Away. Your confidence is gone, and that sort of thing, and they just implant the ideology in your brain. That's what they do.
Yeah. Like I say, it's that baseline of like, society's never going to allow you to be better than this. So this is why we've got to stop the individualism, and we've all got to be on the same level. Everybody's the same. Everybody's this, and this is what I've said to people. Communism, it sounds fucking great. Somebody spoke to me about communism when I was 18, and I have always had this idea that society does need to be more fairer. I hate the fact that there's billionaires with 250, 300 houses where nobody else can get on the property ladder. I hate that. So there's got to be some kind of control. But when you get to the fact of communism, you don't have any kind of identity. You can't push yourself. You're not rewarded by hard work. You're not rewarded with innovation. And then when you start building on that, and these young people are like, oh yeah, hang on, yeah, I'm an individual. That's when you can start winning them over.
The thing is that they're sold this utopian style of communism, like you'll be able to do all these things. Like you have these people fantasizing. They think that under communism, they'll be able to sit in a field reading poetry and writing music. It's like, no, the state will dictate that you're going to work down a mine for 16 hours. That's communism.
That's the reality of it. These professors, they haven't really explained it properly. Like I had a conversation off camera, which I hope to have a conversation like it on camera, because I'm one of them. If someone's being respectful to me and they genuinely say to me, I don't want to be on camera for my own safety, I don't care. I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? And like I said to this person, I said, when you implement communism, how are you going to ban Islam? Why are you turning around and campaigning for open borders when, if you do get communism in this country, you'll have to kick all the Muslims out? And it's like, well, no, we won't. No, we won't. He says, yes, you are, because communism means you're all equal. There's not a single Muslim on this planet that will turn around and say he is equal to a non-Muslim. This is why Islam. Yeah, this is why Islam and communism have never, ever worked. This is why there was problems in Afghanistan. This is why there was problems in Iran. It just doesn't work. You know, you're teaching them this idea that they'll exploit because they're like, right, okay, well, this creates weak people that we can conquer because at the end of the day, we're Muslims and we're better than all those people.
So you think about what will happen, right, with communists and Islamists, right? Islamists think that Allah is the thing. That's it. Allah, Muhammad, there's nothing greater than them. Whereas under communism, it's the state. The state is the top dog. Nothing else comes before it. It wouldn't be able to allow Islam to function within its borders because it would see it as a threat. It would always be a threat. And the same with Islam. This is why that when they got to power in Iran, they killed all the communists because they saw them as a threat. They thought, well, if they can do this revolution to help us get into power, they can also do a counter-revolution to get us out of power. So we'll just kill them all. But that's the way they think.
What does communism do in countries? And it's done it all over Asia. And we saw it done in Spain during the Spanish Revolution, yeah? When Franco was there. What did the communists do? They killed the priests, didn't they? Because communism wants to ban religion, yeah? So, they be at each other.
It says it clear as day in the book, you know, with Marx. It literally says the ideal is atheism. Until you get that atheism, you'll never have it.
No, absolutely, and that's what they want. No.
What it is, right? Islam and communism are vehicles for each other to get to power, and it depends which one gets to power first. Depends on which one wins, sort of thing. I mean, in Iran, obviously, it was Islam that won.
Hi, Lily. I guess you came in. Yeah, just had a bath, have you? Oh,
I've just been enjoying it. I'm a very warm person.
Sorry, my brain is just not there.
All right. Anya, what brings you up to the big boys' room?
Well, I was just listening to you guys. I ain't been up for a while, and I was just agreeing. And yeah, I mean, tomorrow I'm a bit worried. I've got I've got a gut feeling. I don't think it's gonna. I think something's gonna go differently. I went last year, obviously, as you know.
Yes.
I wouldn't invest in it this year because I feel like my money's spent better elsewhere. Not that I'm completely against it. Anyone who wants to go, obviously, I had a really good time. I went on my own. I met loads of people. I had a really good day. It was really friendly. Everyone was really friendly. I got interviewed by Montgomery Toms, darling, and about digital ID, and that got like 150,000 views on Facebook, I think.
Wow.
I'm hoping I can get it going round again, you know, because obviously the King Sausage Fingers thinks it's okay to mention it again. So King Sausage Fingers can do one. I mean, do you know what I mean? How obvious can you be, though? As in, like, for him to have gone to come out and say that, like, you will do this. Like, what? We weren't asked that. We don't want it. Everyone says no. Who do you think you are, mate?
Listen, if you ever stop him in his car, right, and you open the boot, you'll see 2 prayer mats in there. I'll tell you that now. Yeah. He's converted. I'll tell you that now. I'll put my money on it. I
wonder what the internal thing with William and Kate, because everyone, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that think that William and Kate have got different views, but if they did, then surely they'd make them views known, wouldn't they?
Islam, listen, Islam is the plan. That's the reality of it. This is the thing. Like, you've got all this idea, all these people at the top, they've got this in their head that they can't win against it. And this is
the only reason why they can't load BST is because the British gave up on politics. If we all stand up and go, nah, sorry, you came here and we were complacent, but now we're not complacent, so you can all fuck off. We are the majority, so we need to galvanise. That's what we need to do, isn't it, really, right now? Everyone just needs to galvanise everyone as much as they can.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, though. The reality of it is this is what we've got to understand. And this is honestly, I'm only saying this because failure to prepare equals prepared to fail. We're not the majority. We're not, in the sense of, if you take away all the people that are not willing to fight, we are pretty much every single Muslim at some point, if a fatwa is called, they will fight.
Oh yeah.
There's not that many of us. There's not that many of
So
us.
then,
That's the
so
reality of
then
it.
when we've all talked before and we've all said that obviously we wish to be as civil as we possibly can be, are we not at that giving point now where we can't? There's no option to be other than not civil.
We've got to get the boots on the ground. The main thing is you have to look at it from the other side. You have to basically understand it. And the reality of it is with Islam, people have to accept the fact that Muhammad was a fucking genius. He is now laid his stamp.
He was a master manipulator.
He was one of the greatest minds of his generation. And even now to this day, he has convinced millions and millions and millions of people. Millions of people to follow this doctrine. And if you really, really look into it, there's always a stupid reason for everything, like the hijab. The reason why the hijab was made, you do realize this, don't you? Is so basically when Muhammad was going around conquering, he was getting complaints that the Muslim women were getting raped.
Yeah.
So he turned around and said, right, this is what you've got to wear now. So you wear this. So then you identify yourself as a Muslim woman, and then everybody else is fair game.
Yeah.
And this is why it's an Abrahamic religion, because he wanted to pull in all these people from all these different religions and fight for him. He was just a warlord who was bothered about conflict. He was a genius, absolute genius. And until people realize that, you've got to get round it. You've got to beat him.
Just because he was a genius, love, don't mean that he should rule for 1400 years and wreak havoc.
Yeah, but
there's got to become a breaking point at some point, hasn't there?
You've got to understand your enemy, because that's the reality of it. This is the thing.
But we've understood Islam before many times. Why are we forgetting? How are we allowed
I'll be honest with you, there's hardly anybody that I know from both sides that know the Quran. Hardly anyone.
My granddad was a simple man. He only went into the Navy because he had to, because he was born in conscription time. He said that he agreed with what Winston said, that Islam is like rabies or fleas to a man, like rabies is to a dog. Surely that kind of statement from someone that influential, who still we hold so much pride and adore for now, how would that sentence, that sentiment of how he felt about Islam and what he knew of it and its destruction, why would that not be something that we remember rather than just the face or the fact he smoked a cigar or him and his dog? You know what I mean? That's not important. What he said and what he stood for was important. And that one thing that he said is everything, isn't it, really? You get it, you take it on, you're going to really struggle to shake it off.
No, I get you. I've just seen that comment that you flashed up there. I'm sorry to say it, Bobby, whatever your name is. Muhammad was a genius. You can't look at it and say he wasn't a genius. Yes,
he was a genius in manipulation, GST. He was a master manipulator.
Let GST finish.
At the end of the day, you cannot look at the world right now. You can't look at everything that's gone off and not accept the fact that he was a genius. It's just as simple as that. Like the mark that he has on the world. But then the more and more you start to read the Quran, and this is the problem, you have to look at the hadiths as well. You start to see, you have to start to get round it. You can start to understand it. When you start to understand it, that's how you're going to beat it. You've got to beat it ideologically before you can beat it by force. The vast majority of Muslims,
the way that they've got into our politics is through the fact that they've seen the opening. There's a gap because none of us care.
Well, I was watching Freedom Dad today, and he listed all the English cities that have fallen. A lot, from Bradford on down, everywhere. And
sorry, I've scared you the guests away.
Too many to mention, isn't it?
Yeah, too many to mention, Lily. Too many to mention. And as you say, we might be still in a majority, but we're in a minority when it comes to people who will be prepared to fight GST. You know that as well as I do.
Listen, I'm 37, and there's probably a lot of people similar to my age. Even when I was at school, like I would say this. I remember one of the very first years of secondary school, there was a fight between an Asian lad and a native English lad. The native English lad hit the Asian lad, and he hit his head and hit the concrete. About 3 hours later, there was about 200 people turn up outside the school. And it's that mob mentality. They are happily to and this I'm saying, like, the one thing that we need to follow and actually understand about Islam, and one of the things that makes it such an appealing thing, is their ummah, is their sense of community. If we had a sense of community like that,
we
would
did used to have it though, GST, and it's been orchestrated or engineered out of us, with the weakening of our men, with the feminism, with the just everything, the confusion of the whole goddamn shit. Excuse my language, but it angers me when I think about it, because it's clear to see how it's been orchestrated.
Yes.
On purpose.
Yeah, agreed. Anything else, guys?
Actually, the suicide statistics, you know, about this country with men, that's got to tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
You know, and that really saddens me, because I think back to the 80s as a kid, and I think how boys were and how men were. And yeah, right, there might have been a bit of misogyny, a little bit of sexism, but it wasn't meant, most of it was never meant in bad way or bad light. It was just in jest. It was just in humour. It was never meant severely. And that has been way blown out of proportion and used against us. Everything that we are, that we were, has been twisted against us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And made us feel like we're racist because we want to have a Sunday dinner all together as a family.
Well, weak people are easily conquered. You know, weak people, like, look at the whole benefit system. Everybody that's on benefits votes Labour or votes left. They just vote for the people that are going to give them the most benefits.
And it annoys me as well, GST, about the whole, like, voting, like, you know, like family history voting shit, where it's just ignorant voting. Oh, we've always been Labour, or oh, we've always been Conservative. Fuck off. Do your research. Take a little bit of time out to understand about what the fuck's going on in your own community, and do something.
I've always said, I think, you know, when you go up to I think the voting should be digital. I think you should have everybody should have a unique, everybody should be able to put their national insurance number to be able to vote. They put the national insurance number in, and then they have like 10 questions. And if you don't get a certain amount of those questions right, your vote should be null and void. You should understand what you're voting for.
When isn't fair, is it?
Yeah, when I had two businesses in Shropshire and Shrewsbury, and I used to talk to my staff about politics all the time. And you'd see somebody so passionately who was a feminist turn around and say, yes, the Green Party is this, the Green Party is this, the Green Party is this. And then you say to them, like, okay, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm like, what's that? And it's like, but I'm saying, like, you're talking the talk, you're making it out like you're so passionate in politics, but yet you don't know fuck all about
but
it.
you sell your nan for a packet of fags like Nigel Farage would.
Yeah,
nobody who's got a penchant for being greedy should be allowed in politics. Nobody who isn't British and wasn't born here and hasn't got a lineage should be in politics. And also, politics should be all about common sense and listening to your people.
I'll tell you another thing as well. I think this should be made into a rule. I don't think you should be allowed to be an MP unless you have a child, unless you have children.
Yeah, because being a parent makes you more responsible, more able to see what things can be a threat.
It's not just that.
That shit when you went to parent.
No, I know where you're coming from, GST. Right, Parliament has been a lot of homosexuals in Parliament, and there have been for decades. Harold Macmillan, go back as far as Harold Macmillan. Ever since then, per capita, the number of politicians in Parliament who were homosexual is absolutely incredible. You want to read what, what's his name? Oh, gone. The one who posed in his grubby underpants, the MP for Rwanda. What's his name? Chris? Oh, God, forget his name. He's written about the kind of affairs that they all get up to, Labour homosexual MPs and Conservative MPs. It's like one big club within a club. Yeah. And we know that homosexuals MPs often marry as a cover for their homosexuality. Perhaps that's what Keir Starmer done. If he's having a thing with Rent Boys.
Yeah, he's a homosexual. He's a homosexual. Look, at the end of it, he comes from a generation of people that had families when they're raging homosexuals. That's the reality of it. There's tens of thousands of them amongst us, to be honest with you. You know, it's and let's say it's the mindset. This is the thing. When you promote homosexuality and all that kind of stuff, it's just one step away from degeneracy and other forms like transgenderism and stuff like that. That's just how it is. You know, Chris Bryant.
That was the one in the grubby underpants. Did you?
Sorry. Come on.
Did you read that story about Chris Bryant?
I've not caught up with it now.
Right. Well, he is the Labour MP for the Rhondda, and he was photographed in, and I mean grubby underpants, white fronts, grubby white pants, with a phone, taking an image of himself and posting on social media. I need a long good fuck. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's just degeneracy. Honestly, we have fallen victim to this age of degeneracy.
But here's the thing about the electorate in the Rhondda. They knew that. They seen our image. It was used during the election, and they still voted him in as their MP. A degenerate like that. And even after, because at the time during the election, I was writing about the things he'd said and done in Parliament. Yeah, and it was made widely available to the people of the Rhondda. And they still voted him in. Yeah. I don't know. Perhaps you ought to have an IQ test before you're allowed to vote or take an exam. 100%. I don't know.
100%. There's got to be something. You cannot. I know. I get it. People could sit around and say, "Well, people fought for the vote." Blah blah blah. I don't care, mate. Don't care. Like at the end of the day, there needs to be an incentive here to actually educate yourself on things. That's the reality of it. You know. There's no point. If you're voting something blindly, what is the point in you going to a ballot box to vote for it?
Yeah,
there's no point. But like I said, there's this whole gay stuff, the transgender stuff. Like, I mean, it's this idea of. It just seems like this degeneracy is. There's more of an incentive to push it if you're transgender. There's more of an incentive to push it if you're gay. I mean, I've got 3 sons. I would hate for them to talk about women in a derogatory term. I'd hate it. But, you know, it's a case of when you start seeing people like Zach Polanski dancing on that flipping stage with people, it just looks disgusting. You know, you know what? Back in my younger days, I used to go to a bit of Pride and stuff like that because I just thought, you know what, I'll have a look at it. I'll see what it's all about. Because I was young, I was stupid. But then as I started to see people dressing up their babies in these, like, I don't know if you've seen them, they've got Gaby on the, and it's just like, it's disgusting. It's
like disgusting. You're going to push that ideology on them as soon as they can speak, as soon as they can hear what you're saying and understand it. You're going to literally make them feel like they've got something wrong with their sexuality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I've got to change the subject here for a moment. I'm having a look at Lily.
Yeah, so she's frozen.
She's frozen. I'm petrified. No, she's back. Okay, what's the score, Lily? I've noticed you've got those earrings on. Yeah.
Oh, do you like my dream catcher earrings?
Dream catchers, yeah. Stop nuzzling your neck. They are, and they go to have a nuzzle in your neck. And, oh, what the hell? And it's a dream catcher. Little pendant around your neck. Low cut black dress. Where you go, Ed? Do you want to tell us?
I'm not going anywhere. I did put makeup on today though for my dad. It's his 60th birthday today.
Wow.
So we're having a few whiskies. I don't drink often. I know being on air, everyone will think I'm an alky or something, but I'm not. All right, it's his 60th, so it's a good excuse to have a drink. No, I bought him a bottle of Jim Beams, so we're having a couple of whiskies together.
Jim Beam.
Yeah.
I just thinking of a photograph that came up on my timeline on Facebook 5 years ago. There's a photograph of me drinking a bottle of Jim Beam in the garden. Funny. Well, no, not funny, really. Just a coincidence. Anyhow, right, I'm happy. Now we know. Now you've told me what you're doing. You're not off clubbing.
And I've got my hair up today, so you see me with my bun. Everybody usually says when I've got my hair like this and I go out, everyone thinks I look like fucking what's her name? Why am I forgetting her name now? Adele, that's the one. And I sound like her apparently, and I'm like, no, I don't, because I'm from Reading and she's from London, and apparently Reading and London is exactly the same.
I don't know who Adele is, to be honest. Don't tell me you can name the Kardashians as well. Can
no
you?
way, I hate them. I can't stand them, that trash.
Yeah.
I don't like celebrities, Paul. Not in celebrity news or any of that trash. In fact, it tickles me.
GST, do you know who Adele is?
What, the singer Adele?
Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
That's a beautiful voice. You know, there's only one person who sings better than you, and that's Lady Jo.
Lady needs to come up so me and Lady can do an Irish song together. I want to sing, her eyes, they shone like diamonds. You could see she was the queen of the land. That's my lady.
I'll do a duet with you. I'll do a duet with you. I'll do that Barbie girl song. Like, hi, Barbie. Hi, Ken. Want to go for a ride? Sure, Ken.
Sure, Ken. Come on, GST. Let's go party.
Well, Barbie, we're just getting started.
We're going to go party in the woods. Let's go.
Oh, dear. I played that song to my great-granddaughter. She loves it.
Me and GST are going raving in the woods, Paul. You and your granddaughter and everyone else in the chat all have to come.
No, I've never been into dogging. No.
Oh, shit.
And listen, guys,
you are so quick, mate. I love that.
Yeah. That brought back memories. There's a girl in Portuguese. Yeah. I'm going to have to close the stream at 9:30, guys. I've got some things to do. But we're good for another 20 minutes. So there we go.
Hey, I'll tell you, I've seen my pals in the chat somewhere. Where is he?
I haven't been on the chat. Let me see what people are saying.
Britain for the British. He's a nice. I'll tell you what, GA. He's somebody you want to get on here once. He's a nice guy. Britain for the British. He's he's right the way up.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's somebody that you might. I think he's.
We've had some nice newbies coming in past few weeks. I've noticed there's been some decent flow.
I've always said to Britain. I've always said Britain for the British. I've always said to him, he needs to get up and say hello and introduce himself. He's got an interesting story. You know, he's battling his own problems, and he's keeping his head up. It's not native. It's not native.
Really good for that, isn't it? Community's really healing.
It's not native to Britain. He's from Scandinavian countries, and you know,
we are too. We've got enough Scandinavian Viking blood in us.
He always has the most amazing backdrops to his videos, but he gets criminally less views than what he should do, in my opinion.
Well,
I think. Say again.
It's good to promote everyone, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Drop a link in sometime or something like that, and we can go over and review it.
Yeah. I'm always loving new content. That's anything that's. I'm not just interested in politics. I love history. I love loads of different stuff. I'm into enough things.
No, well done, Lily. I tell you what, you've got to have a break from politics now and again. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, if you don't, then your brain would literally melt.
Yeah. They're talking about the one where we had Martin from Restore Britain, and then it all went south, didn't it, halfway through?
I don't think you'll remember that, GA.
I don't remember that. Oh, no. No, I do.
Martin won't. He wouldn't have been aware of it. I wasn't aware of it until after the event.
Yeah, I remember that.
I hope we do get some more Restore Britain people on.
Yeah, Martin was brilliant. I'd love to have, who's that guy? I'm trying to think the one that I absolutely love. He's down south though, but I'm sure he would come on. I'll have to remember his name and see if I can send him a little.
Yeah,
email to get him to come on.
We want them all on you, don't we?
I'll flirt with them all, Paul. I'll flirt with them all to get them on.
Lady J, GA, let your name. Oh, Lady J knows. J can play the bagpipes, of course I can. There was something I wanted to say.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear that.
No, I can't sing, let alone play the bagpipes. This is the trouble, isn't it? Trying to read the comments and speak at the same time. You guys talk while I catch my thoughts. Talk. You've been introduced. Come on.
What you doing, love? Where you been? Where have you been driving to?
I went to London today. I did. There's a stressful round that happens in London. So I was on that one today because nobody else likes doing it, and I'm known as the person in the office that just doesn't give a fuck. I'll just say, really sorry, can you do this? And go for it. It's one of them. It's that mentality of just like, whatever they ask me to do, I do it in that hopes of one day I might fall asleep at the wheel and they're like, well, he's a good lad, so we'll keep him on. I won't do that really, but you know,
Did you ever deliver to Boreham Wood? They make EastEnders there.
Yeah, I was going to say to you, have you ever delivered to a celebrity or someone famous or whatever?
Well, I mean, I delivered to high street stores. So,
you ever bumped into anyone then?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'd say the one person that I did bump into in London was that, you know, that guy who really, really pushed the COVID vaccinations. Chris Whitty, is it?
Oh, him, the one that looks like that guy off Simpsons, like Mr. Burns.
So there was one of my friends I was in the army with, right? And he was into the conspiracy theory stuff long time ago. And I was all like, stop, you know, you just don't stop having a... He convinced me that Chris Whitty was basically just Mark Zuckerberg that would just be morphed using AI. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, that's a real person. And he was like, no. And I filmed him. I was like, look, a video called my mate. I was like, look, he's there, look. But then I ended up, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't proud of myself. I ended up giving him abuse, like, you know, saying people have died of cancer because of mistreatment and you've pushed that vaccine onto people and you're an absolute scumbag and stuff like that. I had to make my quick getaway though, because I was like, they're going to follow me back to my lorry and I'm going to get the sack.
Hold on, guys. I think Freedom Dad's in the room. If we can get him up here for a minute.
Why is everybody leaving? Am I that bad?
You've got the worst chat up lines ever. Honestly.
Honestly, they don't even say anything. You should just like, right, I'm going now. Boom. Like, as soon as I got on, and then Abs left.
Didn't you see what Abs done? He was going.
He nodded and then he just went. He's like, yeah, I'm not.
Vindicator went, oh. I thought, guys, I was going, don't go. We was messing. Stay, guys, stay.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Freedom Dad, coming up to the mic. Yes, I've been talking about you.
Please don't go. Please don't go when you get up. You know, I've not done anything wrong. I promise.
Yeah. Hey, you can imagine what Lily's like on a Saturday night, can't you? After a few bevies, yeah. When I first met her, I had the shock of my life. Oh, we really rocked it. Father, I was going to call him Father Ted. Here he is. I was. Who grasped me up? Who told you I was talking about him?
Oh man, I've got spies everywhere, Paul. I've got spies everywhere.
I was telling them.
Is that Tommy Robinson we can see behind you?
No, just yet.
He's still in Glasgow.
The next young. What's happening, guys?
I watched both your live feeds earlier on. They were really good. And I saw the one where you were doing the testing your camera equipment out, ready for London. And that was good because you spoke about the number of countries in England that had been taken over and we'd lost. And how we fought back. And then I was telling them about your thoughts about the rally in London. I told them that you'd had your airline flight cancelled. Any news on that, Freedom Dad?
Mate, at the end of the day, there's a lot of patriots in Northern Ireland aren't going to be going to Tommy Robinson demo because EasyJet have cancelled the flight, knowing fine rightly that flight was getting in on time for the Tommy Robinson demo. But, you know, at the end of the day, as you know, us patriots have been around for a long time, know to use our heads, you know what I mean? And you've got to fly below the radar to get to some of these demos, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to say too much, but, you know, I can tell you right now, the security services don't know how I'm getting there or how what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because that's the way you got to be. That's the way you got to be, mate. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope you get down there. I hope you sort out
Oh,
your
I'll be down
camera
there. I'll be down
equipment.
there, mate.
And,
I'll be down there. Oh, I'll be down there.
And will you be streaming live so we can
I'll be
watch
streaming
it?
live. I'll be streaming
Brilliant.
live. Yes, I will indeed. I will indeed. But just to touch on what you said there about like cities being replaced, you know, there's nobody talking about it. There's nobody talking about this. Why is that, Paul? Can you tell the community why nobody is talking about replacement?
Well, I've been talking about replacement since 1976. The problem is
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who have platforms, people who are in a position to influence the country and our nation. They're in a position right now to do a lot more than what they're doing, and they're not talking about the real issues.
Yeah, and perhaps I'm guilty of that as well.
Can you explain to me why that is?
I can't, but I can learn a lesson and start speaking about it more and beating the drum louder instead of wasting my time on vendettas with other people. That's what I should be speaking about, is talking. And what do you think, GST?
I did miss that. Sorry, I was telling one of my kids to go to bed. Replacement in what sense?
Well, the people, Freedom Dad.
I'll say it again. So what I'm saying is why is nobody talking about replacement? Why is nobody telling us that we are being replaced? I'm not talking about me and Paul and Gopher and Dino Bain and Vindicator, you know, on the rest, British Lee Patriot. I'm talking about the people who've been doing this for a long time. The people have hundreds of thousands of followers. Why aren't they talking about replacement? Right, boys, see you later.
Replacement as in like, you know, like in the sense of like we're being replaced by Islam, for example.
We're being, doesn't matter what religion we're being placed by a religion that isn't ours. Doesn't matter what religion it is.
But I mean, to be honest with you, it's the main thing I talk to people about, and it's the main thing I talk to people about on the streets as well.
Yeah, but Freedom Dad was saying, GST, the big channels aren't talking about it. You and I are minnows.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, I'm small. I'm small compared to you two. I'll tell you exactly why it is because the problem that you've got is they will shut the channels down. The big channels that make when channels get so big and people start making money off those channels, it becomes their income, it becomes their livelihood. And then you've got that person by the balls, in my opinion. So when you want to talk about these difficult situations in these difficult topics, they won't want to talk about it because they're like, right, okay, he's doing it now, shut him down. You know, like or hate Tommy Robinson, you know, obviously with me and you, GA, we've got our opinions, everybody else has got their opinions. When he started to get too big for his boots, they shut him down, took his bank account off him, did everything, you know? And that's what they're going to do on master people. And this is why people have got to adopt this stance of, I don't give a fuck, you know? Like, they could take my job away from me. I know full well if my job found out what I do, my job would be over. I've said fuck the king on numerous occasions. I've said we need to kick Islam out of our country. I know that they will fuck me off straight away because they've got it in the policy. But I've just got to adopt that idea of I don't care because money it's great. Everybody wants money. We all love money.
At the end of the day, though, GST, you've got a family you were responsible for.
I've got a family. Yeah, I've got a family I'm responsible for. But so when I'm an old man, and they're going to turn around to me and say, "Well, it was great that you played catch with us. It was great that you learned how to ride my bike. Right, you helped me how to ride a bike. But why did you let this country fall? Why do I now have no rights in my own country? Why do I have to pay the DISRA? Why can I not go out at night like they did in Lebanon? You know, when they took over Lebanon, non-Muslims weren't allowed out at night time. That's the kind of thing you'll get in this country. And they'll say, why didn't you fight against that? That's what I'm scared of. That's what I'm frightened of. You know, like at the end of the day, my kids will have stuff like this. Like if this movement, if this path on that I'm on cost me my life, this is the kind of thing that I want them to see.
Yeah.
That's my argument.
Well, the three of us in agreement on that.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You know, this is one of the reasons why I don't monetize, right? It's because where we're at today is it's all about money, right? There's a lot of money floating about. There's a lot of big YouTube channels, right? Not just the money that they're making, but you need to be stupid to think if you've got hundreds of thousands of followers, never mind millions of followers, you need to be stupid to think that there isn't going to be influences coming from outside to manipulate what you say, right? Now, whether it's manipulate in a way with giving you money or manipulating you in a way where you're compromised, where they know things about you that you don't want to get out, right? So this is what people got to remember. Everybody goes on about the small channels that are coming out against Tommy Robinson and UTK and all the rest of it. It's not about hatred. It's not an axe to grind. It's genuine patriots who see what's happened in the last 15, 20 years and see the result of that. That's where we're at today. That there's no getting away from it. We look at the last 20 years and we look at the result of the last 20 years. We look at Scotland, we look at Glasgow, we look at Dundee, Aberdeen, we look at Edinburgh, we look at Leicester, Luton, Motherwell, we look at fucking Blackburn. You know all the cities, London, you know, they're all being replaced. The majority in Blackburn is 95% foreigners, right?
You know, people don't realise about Blackburn, the amount of times I say to people,
40 mosques in Glasgow, one of the toughest cities in the world, by far. Glasgow men have always been in the world, right? And we're sitting in a situation right now in Glasgow where we have 40 mosques. So what has the Patriots done in the last 20 years? That's what you look at, and that's
been thrown in jail and shut down.
It's not. I'm not saying it's like they failed us and all the rest of it. I'm saying it's not easy. There's a lot to play that people don't understand. Okay, and it's down to people like you and Paul and me to stand up and take the flak that we're going to take from all the supporters and all the people that call us haters and call us angry wee men. We're not angry wee men. We're concerned about the future of our country, right? By looking at Scotland, by looking at England, has an Ulster on. I'm concerned about my country, and what's happened so far hasn't worked. So whatever hasn't worked, we need to change it. Something needs to change.
But
go, Paul.
The problem we have now is, and you can guess what I'm going to say because you know my background in Belfast. Today's society, there is so much surveillance, you can't move. You can't move to take a more direct sort of action, to do the things that a younger Paul Morris would probably do. Because I know, and I've thought about it, and the things, what could be done. And there is absolutely no way you can do today with all the security cameras, surveillance, tracking devices, listening devices, miniature cameras.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late for that, Paul. It's too late for that. What I'm trying to say to you is, I always talk about me and my country, right? A lot of people get me confused that I can't help England and Scotland or Wales. I'm only trying to save my own country, and I'll never apologize for that, Paul. You know what I mean? And what you're saying about that, you're talking about direct action. I get that, right? But the bottom line is, it's not about direct action anymore for me. Okay, it's about awareness. It's about awakening people. It's about bringing what's actually going on. Like your YouTubers, and I do not apologize for any of this. Like, you know, Paul, Richard, Tommy, you know, they never talk about what's actually coming. They don't tell us what the state of the place is right now. They tell us diversity is good. They tell us we're inclusive. You know, they use our kindness to keep on driving this, like Muslims, Sikhs, and all the rest of it. Everything's good. We are part of this diverse culture, and we shouldn't come away from that. Where I am in Northern Ireland, no, there's no. We don't need diversity. Diversity doesn't work. Diversity takes the piss out of us. Once we open our doors, there's no shutting them doors, and this is the problem I have.
Well, Freedom Dad, you've got to point out to those Ulster men and women who don't know what's happening. Just point them to what's happening in England, Wales, and Scotland.
That's what I'm doing, mate. That's what I'm doing. But I come up against so much flack because when you talk like me, you're going up against the majority, because the majority listen to people in the UK. Like, look at that. This demo tomorrow is going to be massive. You know, Tommy Robinson, Richard Inman, Paul Thorpe, Liam Tufts. They've got massive platforms, but yet they do not. They never ever touch on the issues at hand. While they're telling us that diversity is good, and there's Muslims coming to their demos, and there's Sikhs, and there's all sorts of different diversities, and all people from all different parts of the world coming to their demos, and we're celebrating that, they don't tell us that eventually we will be replaced because of that. You know, like, fair enough. Back 20 years ago, yeah, diversity was good. It was good to have an Indian restaurant and a Turkish barbers, and every here and there. So you had the choice. You could go to a Turkish barber and see what it was like to get a hot shave and all the rest of it. Now we've got no choice but to go to a Turkish barber. Now in Northern Ireland, you're struggling to find a normal English or British or Northern Irish barber. Now you're struggling to find a place where you can go for a fry up. And I'm not exaggerating here. I'm talking from experience. We have trouble finding somewhere to get a fry up, an Ulster fry. I've been born in, and I know it may sound crazy to a lot of people, but my guys listen to this, and EBFD and all these Belfast boys and the Shankill, they'll back me up on this. We struggle to find cafes that cater to what we want. Potato bread, you know, square sausage in Scotland, you know, traditional food. You know, so I know it sounds nuts and it might sound irrelevant to some people, but this is where we're going. We've overdone it, and nobody's prepared to say, right, whoa, that's enough. That is enough.
The thing is, there is hope for the UK in Restore Britain, but we've got to believe that Rupert Lowe is the man he says he is, that he's genuine. And he could he could well be genuine. You are genuine, Freedom Dad. GST is genuine. I'm genuine, right? So there's every chance that Rupert Lowe is genuine. He's got grandchildren. He's worried about his future. Let us hope that he is the man he says he is, and then we've got someone to rally behind. Up until now, we have not had a leader in this country to unite, if you like, the people of this country. And by that, I mean the United Kingdom. Rupert Lowe might be that man. I pray to God he is.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, when something has been so bad,
that is the problem.
You just think when something gets so bad, everybody's just putting their eggs into that basket and thinking, just please, stay true. Stay true to it. You know, like the stuff that he's saying online, it's what we're all thinking. Like I said, the greatest thing that he said, it didn't get as much traction as what somebody said. He says Islam will not be in politics. I would always say, I would go one further and say Islam should not be in the UK. And people can turn around and say all they want, like, oh, you know, and I'll say this. I've worked in security. Everybody who works in security knows it's full of Muslims. You can have one or two good conversations with these people, but the problem is, overall, those one or two people, they would never stand up and talk about the Muslim, the grooming gangs. They would never talk about the imams, you know, spreading hate speech. They wouldn't talk about or address any of the negatives. And it's like, so the actions of the many make the actions of the few irrelevant. You know, as a group, they have not net benefited this country in any way, shape, or form whatsoever, and they need to just go. It's as simple as that. And anybody who wants to turn around and say it's racist, I would turn around and say the white Muslim converts should go as well. There's over 50 Muslim countries on this planet. Go, off you go.
I totally agree with you.
But I'd go farther than you, GST. I would really go farther than you. You say they've got to be pushed out of the United Kingdom. I want to push them all the way back to Istanbul. I want to take Istanbul back. I want to rename it Constantinople, and I want to turn the Hagia Sophia into a church again, because that's our church. They only occupying it.
Paul, this is your problem. This is your problem. You're too hard. Relax. Let's just sort Britain out.
But the plan this is the plan. It's sad as it is to say, I think this should be the plan for obviously Northern Ireland will be a lot easier. With us here, we're all connected, right? Wales and England need to group together, and I know you've got Scottish views, I've got Scottish views. Britain for the British lived in Scotland. But the fact of the matter is, Scotland is batshit bonkers crazy at the minute. So we need to build Hadrian's Wall, take England back, take Wales back, and then just basically say to the Scottish, we're willing to help you out, but you've got to sort yourselves out first. So me and you were going to build that wall back up, brick by brick.
Hang on, there's a wall in Wales, isn't there? What is it? Oh, my memory's gone to bed.
Oh, the trench. Yeah, what's it?
My battery pack. I'm charged. Is that it there?
Freedom Dad, what? You've got a lot to do, I know, mate. I know you've got a lot to do.
I know, mate. I know.
I think Proverbs is from Scotland, is he? Let me check. I'm sure
Hey,
Proverbs
brother.
is Scotland.
Okay, you got your team there, then.
That's Donkey. That's Donkey.
Yeah, hi, Donkey. Good on you, brother. Look after
John
Freedom
Rankin.
Dad. John Rankin, top man.
Right, listen, I'm gonna go. That's us on the move, right? So I'll see you in London.
Yeah,
I'll
see you in London, mate. I might see you. I might genuinely see you.
I'll
be live. Come and find me. I'll be live.
I've got a black. I'll have a big black megaphone, and I'll be shouting "Fuck the King." That'll be me. If you hear "Fuck the King," it'll be me.
But he's a royalist.
Happy days.
Okay.
Listen.
See you soon. Right, see you soon.
God bless you, Freedom Dad. No surrender. I love that guy. Is he still with us? Say something nice quick before he goes.
Fuck the King.
Fuck the King. All right. Okay. There he's out. Now, he's gone. Just you and I now, my friend. And already I've gone over the time limit.
Yeah.
I did. Oh, if you go, good luck.
Like I say, I'll be honest with you. It's got to that point now where, like I say, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be going. You know, I think to take the main thing for me is to take money from a dead person's family. That is one of the worst things you can do as a human being, to be honest with you. But I think there's just something more spiritual there now, you know? There's something just... It's that idea when you've got a government that's divided somebody so badly and has drilled you down so badly. I mean, you know, as I've talked about a few times, the suicide rate at the minute is supposed to be 19 a day. Those numbers aren't updated. It's probably even more now because of bills and stuff like that. It could be even higher. And it's all down. It obviously, there's a lot to blame for the last government, but the acceleration is all down to this government. And when they are consistently saying, you will not do this, you will not do this, you will comply, I'm going to reinvigorate British culture where you say, you've told me no, so I'm going to do it. Tell me, GA, how many times have you been walking around a supermarket and you've seen a no entry sign or staff only, and you've looked at that door and thought, I want to see what's behind that door?
Oh,
that's British culture, my friend. They tell us not to do something and we want to do it.
Oh, all the time. All the time.
Exactly. See, there we go. We're British. We're British through and through because we're rebels.
I recall as a young boy in a really remote place, must have been 10, on a bike, miles and miles from home, going through a forest, and I found a little valley. And I got off my bike and I went down and walked down the valley, miles from anywhere. Anything could have happened. I'd never be seen again. I was a pretty little boy. Anything could have happened. But it's in us, isn't it? I drive my wife wild. I'll be going down, all of a sudden I'll see a little road and I think, I wonder where that goes to. And I just turn off and follow the road. I had a Vauxhall Senator, you know, a Vauxhall Senator, 3-litre, big, powerful car. I drove it so far down this lane. In the end, I got jammed in the lane because the lane was that small, and I just used it as a tank to drive through. And I didn't care about possessions. I never have. But yeah, it's the British thing. What's down there?
100%. Yeah. Don't
What's
tell me
over
I
the
can't do
sea?
something.
Yeah, we're going. We're going to do it. And if you say you can't do it, whether it's a YouTube channel, you can't do that, you're too old. Watch me. Yeah, it's our spirit. Yeah,
definitely.
Anyhow, I'm looking forward to Sunday. Know what happens on Sunday?
Go on.
I've got a gimbal coming.
Oh.
One of those things for your camera.
Yeah.
But it's a £56 one. It was on sale. And I can wave it around like this and it'll stay focused. So I'll be able to get right in their fucking face.
Yeah.
It's quite heavy as well.
Nottingham's not going to know what's hit it. If Vindicator says he's going to come down, you should try and twin it with him.
I've had a look. I was having a look today, and I'm going to take the car in, get it done. And it's 4.5 hours for me to drive to Nottingham, the centre. And I thought, well, my car really isn't up to it. But I'll get it done. And if necessary, I'll get a car. And I will get there. I am prepared to travel, you know. It'd be nice to get back on the motorways again. I haven't done any motorway driving for a long time. Used to love it.
I've heard the one in Wrexham is getting quite big now, isn't it? I think they do one every week now. Is it every 2 weeks or something?
No, I'll have a look into that. I'll definitely have a look into that.
It's supposed to, but like I say, so if there's one closer to you, let me know. And like I say, that's the main thing. It's just about boots on the ground, showing face. That's what my main thing at the minute is all about. You know, people might not necessarily. I know a lot of people in the comment section weren't agreeing with me about Mohammed. I've seen it, but at the end of the day,
no, I understand it. That's like people saying they ate people like Stalin or Hitler. Those men, whatever Stalin was, whatever sort of monster, and he murdered millions of people. And some people say that Hitler wasn't as nice as he made out. I don't know why they'd say that, right? But, you know, you got handed to him. He took over a country and he took it from nothing and he made a great country, you know. But you're not supposed to say things like that. And I'm willingly accept that Mohammed really knew what he was doing, chose his words carefully, how to unite and take followers from other religions, and you can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
And he learned how to control his people through religion. But then again, what other religions have controlled their people? The Catholic faith. Contraception is wrong. There shouldn't be no birth control. Why? Because they wanted more Catholics. All religions want more converts. It's why is the word, was it prolethicize or something? They travel around and convert. But
like I said, when you start to look at the praying 5 times a day, the fasting as well, Eid, it's that idea of displaying total dominance and control.
Yeah.
So, you know, Muhammad, when he used to take over cities, one thing he used to do, he used to make people jump off a tall building. And he said, look, any one of my soldiers would die for me. So instead of actually fighting me, open your doors, convert to the will of Allah, thus doing exactly what I say, and everybody will be spared. And if somebody's like that, you're like, well, shit, he's just made a guy kill himself in front of us. Let's just do what he says. And there were cities that he took over without even shedding a single bit of bloodshed because people were just too afraid of it.
Yeah.
It was just such a zealous doctrine. You know, it's like the flagellants back in the medieval period when they used to go during the Black Death. They used to go around from town to town whipping themselves to death, you know, because they'd been convinced so hard that was what was going to happen and that was what you needed to do to free yourself. It's just the unfortunate thing with Islam is nobody ever conquered it completely, so it's always come back. We pushed it out of Spain, pushed it out of all these places, but it just keeps coming back and back and back. And now we've just got too modern and too weak that we can't oppose it. And this is what we need to spin that back around again. Men need to become men again.
Islam, though, has been fragmenting, though, hasn't it, itself for many years. I mean, if there were no Christians and Jews to hate, they'd start killing each other because you've got so many different factions of Islam. Shia, Shiite, all the whatever they call them.
Yeah, she and Sonny were the main ones, weren't they? She and Sonny.
Yeah.
That basically started from as soon as Muhammad died, basically.
Muhammad died, yeah.
Yeah.
Who the true followers are, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then there are factions of Islam that other Islamic factions don't even recognize and say, no, they're not Muslims. And then they say, you're not Muslims. So they'd kill each other quite happily. I remember the Iran-Iraq war before your time. That was a bloodthirsty war, the Iran-Iraq war. They were fighting for a long time. Casualties were in their millions, I think.
Yeah, no,
I've
seen it firsthand. You know, when I went to Syria, it was just a load of tribes fighting against each other. And I'll say this: I said the only thing I can compare it to is the War of the Roses. It's just because there's just that many people. Just each faction have got its own sub faction, and even then, they'll just get to that point where they'll say, right, everybody's pissed me off now, so that sub faction is going to start a war with its own faction, and it just got that confusing. You just didn't know who the good guys were, the bad guys were. There was just no point in me being there.
Well, that's how we Brits got to control India so easily, wasn't it? Because of the different nabobs and people like that. We could get them fighting against each other.
Yeah, definitely.
All good stuff. All good stuff. Right. There was something else. Anything else, my friend, or shall I put some tunes on?
You could put some tunes on and I can do my little skedaddle. But yeah, I'm sorry that I did. I don't know. There was a few people that didn't really take kindly to my.
That's because they didn't. I know. I seen it, and I deleted one because moderators don't let anybody insult our guests. Criticize the argument. You don't criticize the man. One of them called you a numpty.
And that person that called me a numpty. I'm happy. I'm happy for him to come with them. Yeah, because at the end of the way I see it, if he's read the Quran as much as I have, if he's gone to these mosques as much as I have, if he's served in Afghanistan, if he's served in all these places, and he's got his own experiences, I'm happy to debate with that. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm happy to look at it. You know, there's 2,800 hadiths. It'll be interesting to see how many he's listened to. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But what disappointed me about it, and I get disappointed a lot these days, is the fact that straight away it was a personal attack, and he was incapable of seeing that even the most evil of men can be geniuses.
The most evil men are the biggest geniuses. That's the sad reality of it.
Oh yes, deranged people. Yeah. Look at Donald Trump. He's really deranged these days, and he's the president.
Yeah, I must admit I did prefer first term Trump a lot more than I did second term. I think, but that's the unfortunate reality of being controlled by Zionism.
Yeah.
But that's for another story, eh? We don't want to get you shut down. We don't want to get you shut down just yet.
No, yeah. Well, would it make any difference to me if I was shut down? Not to me personally. I'd still go on and find another way of trying to support in my own way, I suppose. I mean, we're that tiny. I mean, I've got 6,000 subscribers. A good video might reach 5,000 people. You know.
But they're much higher numbers than me, my friend. I lose a lot. The problem is, I'll put up a video of something that is a bit controversial, and they'll just go. Shoo.
Oh yeah.
But it's one of them. I'm not. This is the main thing. It's nice to. I think subscribers is good for me because it shows the people that you're reaching, and if it's going up, be like, well, maybe people are on the same boat, but at the same time, we could have a 3-4 hour conversation, and there's always going to be things that we disagree on, you know, and that's the reality of it. It's
okay. Yeah,
it's one of them, isn't it?
But the people who subscribe to you are probably subscribed to me. They subscribe to Dino Bain. Yeah, it's like we're in a bubble as well, aren't we? With our subscribers, we share the same people.
Well, yeah. I mean, you let me on yours, didn't you? A couple of times with the videos you gave me at the start. So yeah, I'll say about 800 of my 1,000 are yours.
And I think most of mine came originally from my start was Freedom Dad, which is why we've got all these lovely Ulster girls in here, and I love every one of them. I don't let on to them. I don't think they're listening.
You've just got to get them up. I've got to hear that lovely accent. You know, that beautiful Northern Ireland accent. These women are depriving me from it. You know.
Yeah. Well, Lady J has given us a song, a beautiful Ulster accent. But I tell them when the others are around that each and every one of them is my favourite. But at the moment, I do have a favourite. I got 2 favourites. No, 3. Oh, 4. Yeah. 4 if I count BC Wedge. And so that's where my start came from. Freedom Dad and the Ulster girls come over, and then we were lucky enough to get Ragnar, who give us all the Ulster tunes, which I love. So that was a bonus, and then started to grow. And don't forget, my first video was on October 13th, 2025. So, you know, that's only 6 months ago, GST. But then again, I'm not having to work, and I was churning out 3 to 5 videos a day. Live streams have slowed me down. And there's Proverbs there. He found GA through Dino Bain, and he found you through me. I'll get it up there.
And he's assured me that when chaos comes about, he will be sharing a sleeping bag with me. So we've got to find a nice big double sleeping bag.
Well, when I go to Ireland, I hope to be sharing a sleeping bag, a big sleeping bag with Kirsty, Mel, Lady J.
You need an extra big one, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it'll have to be a bit. Oh my God! Did I tell you my wife came into the channel the other day?
I think I was here with you, yeah, I was here with you. Yeah. But problem, I think the problem I've always said is, if I was with that many girls at one time, it'd just be sad, because instead of disappointing one all the time, I'd be disappointing 4 or 5. You know, I couldn't deal with the public shame.
There's an easy way out. Just tell them like me. Say you'd like to, but you're married and you're neutered. Right? Some of them will say, well, they don't care about you being married. But once you say you're neutered, they lose all interest in it. It isn't Dino Bain handsome. Yeah. You see their love change. Okay. I'm going to play, and I've got a song I'm going to play, but stick around. By the way, you look kind of dark and mysterious there. You know, it's like one of these films, paranormal films in a big old haunted house. Hey, it's a good job you haven't got. Don't do that. It's a good job you haven't got turkey teeth like Paul Thorpe. Now, people don't want to say that black people can't make fun of themselves being black. We had a black dude. Couple of years younger than me, going back a few years. I was officer in the local rugby club, and I went into the big hall one day, and the lights was off, and someone said, "Hey, Paul, I'm up here," and I was looking around, he couldn't see anyone. He said, "Hold on, I'll smile." It was this black dude, and he used to have a joke about it and everything, you know, about it. He said, "Yeah," he said, "you can see me now, can't you? With his teeth glittering in the dark."
Yeah. And then there's some saying, like, you know, back then when it was like, and even still now, like some of the older ones that have been here, they've still got some form of British culture. It's the younger one. This is what I'm saying. We don't address it, and the younger ones are like, well, they hate the host nation, and you know, they're all pro-black and anti-white, and we've just got to stand there like, what the fucking hell have we done? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a system that's just completely broken by our weakness.
Yeah, well, we had 2 black guys on one warship I was on, and one of them, he spoke with a big Yorkshire accent. I don't know. I never bothered to ask about his family, but he was a lovely chap, and with a Yorkshire accent, and he was great. But the other guy, his last name was Redding, so we called him Otis, and the other guy's name was Sam. What was it, Sam? Can't remember. But Otis Redding, he really had a chip on his shoulder about being black. He really did. He was really unpopular on the ship. Whereas Sam was worshipped on board the ship. They really liked him. 2 different personalities, 2 different African tribes. Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, I was going to play a song, wasn't I?
Yeah. What can I see? But that's, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that it's a different one, isn't it? It's a difficult one because, like, people turn around and say it like it's almost like I compare it to this idea of if you look at a Scouser and a Mancunian, they are completely different, aren't they? Like traditionally, they've got different traditions. They sometimes can act different, and this is what, like with Africa and the Middle East and stuff, it's all just tribes, isn't it? It's tribes. It's different mentalities. It is. Honestly, you go to. I remember going to Kenya on exercise. We literally used to like cross over into a different town. There'd be a completely different tribe, and this one place you get all this love, and then the next. I mean, I'm not saying this is a racist thing. This is genuinely what they were doing. We were going past in the truck, and they were throwing spears at us. The Maasai warriors, they were throwing spears at us. And it's like, hang on a minute, the ones in the last village were coming up and trying to give us hugs and everything, and you're throwing bloody spears at us.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I've been to Kenya. I had a good time there. Well, I was actually in Mombasa. Mombasa was like the Wild West back in the days. It really was. I love. The less civilized the country, the more I love it. I mean, I wouldn't like when I first went to Singapore. You could go up the jungle, and that village outside Sembuang, Nee Soon, the village was on stilts, you know, and we'd go there, and they had a little generator to keep the beer cool. It was great. And then they went and got civilized and modern. And Hong Kong, when I first went, it was like the world of Susie Wong. It was a famous film. I drank in the bar, the Susie Wong bar, where they made the film, World of Susie Wong, William Holden, I think it was. But it was great back in the old days. I mean, I even wore a pith helmet, for God's sake. Talk about up the jungle, sleep, you know. So and in French Senegal, I was in French Senegal, and I stayed out on a plantation with a general. He'd been on Churchill's war staff. He had a plantation, and it was really great. And they took us down to they had a yacht club there, and all the servants, all the staff were in pristine white outfits with Union Jack cummerbunds. You know, it was like stepping back into a Sharp novel.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like people don't realize just how beautiful our world is. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful world. I've always said this to people. I'm sure you've probably heard it from the times where you've met a lot of Afghan veterans. Afghanistan is an absolutely stunningly beautiful country. Not the bits where they're like populated, like all the big towns. But when you get into what's called the green zone that like runs along the River Helmand, honestly, beautiful. I've never seen landscapes like it because again, it's just because it's so derelict and so run down, and it's like stepping back in time, back before we had all these big, tall, ugly skyscrapers and stuff like that, and these horrible modern-looking car parks. Square buildings.
And Charlie likes the modern stuff, don't he? I like the historic, the more historical stone-built buildings, the beautiful our old cities and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'd literally go walking around York any day over London or somewhere like that. Beautiful.
I used to like going to Hyde Park on a Sunday morning, but it's not the same now. Go down to the Round Pond, watch them sail their remote control boats down through Kensington Gardens. Beautiful. Oh, I'm lucky to have travelled so much. Right, I was going to do that tune. Stick around and listen to the music.
Yeah, we'll do. Right, but yeah, we'll catch you on the next one anyway. But
what you going here?
Oh, I thought I thought you were just going to play a tune and then off you go. Right, but
I'm going to play a couple of tunes now because you people kept me talking, and I've had to listen to you. So now you guys got to listen to me.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I will sat here. I will stand here. I'll walk around and I'll be like.
The thing is, right? You know that saying, you're preaching to the choir, right? I've heard the same arguments over and over and over since 1976. Birmingham's going to fall. Birmingham's fallen. This city's going to fall over and over and over.
Honestly, I'll make a prediction with you now, GA. Yeah, I'll make a prediction. Birmingham is the place that we're going to get back first.
Yeah,
I've said honestly, being in the lucky position that I am, traveling a lot. There are places, and I'm sure Gobster, if he was in here, he could tell you there are so many places where you go there and there's just England flags, UK flags, and Welsh. The raise the colours is massive in areas around Birmingham. Like Birmingham has had enough. Birmingham is like, as soon as anybody mentions the word Birmingham, straight away it's that.
well, that is good.
At the end of the day, you know, everybody's fed up of it. Everybody's fed up of what's happened there. And you know what? At some point, at its height, Birmingham had an industry that dwarfed the entire planet. It literally was the best place on the planet to be for industry. And you go to the Black Country Museum. If anybody's ever been to it or not been to it, I thoroughly recommend it completely. But people in Birmingham are starting to really say, not a fucking chance anymore. It's not happening. And I hope so. If that's the place that they're going to start fighting back, you know what? I'll buy a house there and I'll fight with them. Stuff it.
Yeah. Well, I'd fight anytime, anywhere, any country taking it back. Well, at least we are coming together, and we, you know, under Rupert Lowe, perhaps we've got our own. I think people say, why didn't we fight back sooner? Well, we never had the party. The BNP was great. We had 2 MEPs and a few hundred councillors. But in the scheme of things, we couldn't take on the mainstream media and the trade unions. We didn't have the internet the way we did now. I mean, when I started, we used to bloody print our leaflets on John Bull printing sets. And still, you know, so now we are getting our message out. So
everybody knows the trade unions are shit, don't they? Everybody knows the mainstream media is shit. You cannot, you question everything now. Do you see what I mean? It's like, there's that lad that got stabbed today, was it? Or was it earlier today or late last night? The lad that got stabbed with the guy with a Sikh knife?
Yes, yeah.
Nobody's saying anything about it. Yeah.
No.
And he said, oh, he's racist. He's racist. So they handcuffed him after he'd been stabbed.
Yeah. We could put out sexual assault videos, a dozen a day, I reckon, from what I've seen of the local papers around the country.
Well,
but you know, nobody
one
listens.
every 57 minutes. But one every 57 minutes in London. So yeah, you know, that's the reality of it. It's the same with the suicides. You know, they don't want people to know about it, but we know the stats now. We know it's going off.
Well,
you know, just by us, the sad reality of it is, GA, in the time that you've had this live stream, we've lost 2.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it. Lost 2 more people.
But I'll show you a website I started years ago, and I started recording, and I went back to the 1950s, the numbers of British people who've been killed by people who shouldn't be in this country. And there's hundreds, if not thousands of us British people have been murdered at the hands of people who should never have been allowed into this country.
100%.
But now, thanks God, Rupert Lowe seems to have, well, I don't know. The labels don't work anymore. Being called a Nazi now means nothing. Nothing.
No,
Transphobic don't mean nothing. Yeah. Homophobic don't mean nothing, you know.
Racist, nothing. You know, that's what I'm saying. Racist, honestly, racist. You could be like, somebody could literally come up to you in the street. You're a racist, you are, mate. Okay, cheers. Yeah, thanks. It's just down there on the left-hand side, mate. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh.
Crazy.
Hey, let's have that song. Yeah. Getting all philosophical now. Oh boy, thing is, I'm ready to go to the streets now.
Yeah, definitely.
I want.
Send me your location. I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm on my way. Hang on, wait for my gimbal to come back. Yeah. Here we go then. Who's this song for?
Hold me close, don't let me go. Tell my heart you love me so. Underneath the stars above, we're just kids in crazy love. When I see your smiling face, kiss, my whole world just falls in place. Every little touch you show sets my teenage heart aglow. I dream of you each night. Everything feels so right when you whisper low. Baby, don't you know, in your arms so tight, it feels so right. We could stay like this forevermore. Shaboom, shaboom, my heart's in flight, dancing in the pale moonlight. You're the girl that I adore. Oh, hold me close, don't let me go. Our love's what the whole town's talking for. Neon lights in the rain at night seem to call out your name. Teeny bop discs on the jukebox spin and the whole place feels the same. Echoes of the sweet slow song drift along the avenue. Every record crackles soft, but all I hear is you. When you take my hand, baby, I understand. This is more than a summer flame. We'll never be the same. In your arms so tight, it feels so right. We could stay like this forevermore. Shaboom, shaboom, my heart's in flight, rocking through the night. You're the girl that I adore. Oh, hold me close, don't let me go. Our love's what the whole town's cheering for. Shall write our names on the bleachers after the game. Picky spell will never part. You got my jacket and my heart. Even when the summer's gone, we'll keep dancing to our song, young and wild and free. Just you and me. In your arms so tight, it feels so right. We could stay like this forevermore. Shaboom, shaboom, my heart's in flight, dancing in the moonlight. You're the girl that I adore. Hold me close, don't let me go. Teenage love like never before. Oh, hold me close, don't let me go. Tell my heart you love me so. Sha-la-la, we'll always know. Neon hearts in the rain will glow.
Okay, guys, let's have a bit of this, and this will be the last one. Okay, guys, here we go.
Beautiful song.
They call me far right, they call me racist too. Throw every slur in the book, but it just won't stick like glue. I shrug my shoulders, look 'em straight in the eye. You can scream all you want, mate, I don't care why. They want me to weep for every boat that lands, for every foreign criminal making his demands. Human rights, they cry, family life, don't you see? I say deport the rapists, the murderers, the pedos, honestly. I don't care what happens to them overseas. I don't care. I don't care about being liked or playing fair. I don't care if the world thinks we're mean. I care that Britain's safe, wealthy, united and clean. I don't care about open, multicultural or kind. I care that our streets are safe for our own kind. I don't care what the establishment thinks of me. I'm here for Britain, the rest can go to sea. diversity quotas and rainbow flags in the square, halal slaughter and hazard marriage. I don't care if it's a culture, it's not ours, it's not fair. Judge a man by his character, not the shade of his skin. But if he hates this country and wants to do his in, deport him quick, whether he came by jet or by ding. I really don't care if he's got a British passport, he'll never be British, not really. They lecture on climate finance, billions to Pakistan's door, while our pensioners freeze and our kids can't afford the floor. I say zero, not 1 penny more, it's not our problem what happens on some foreign shore. I don't care. I don't care about virtue signals still in the air. I don't care if they call me cool or cold. I care that Britain's borders are controlled. I don't care about global applause or respect for the elite. I care if Britain's feared and respected on the street. I don't care what the media spins every night. I'm speaking for the silent majority, and they know I'm white. Old migrants chasing a better life, not our concern. Foreign offenders claiming rights, let them learn. Woke nonsense, endless guilt, and be kind brigade. I've had enough time to call a spade a spade. I don't care, I don't care, and nor should you. If we want our country back, we've got work to do. Safe and successful, proud and true, that's the Britain I'm fighting for through and through. You can call me what you like, label me every name, I don't care, 'cause Britain first is the only game. I don't care. Restore Britain. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Well, that was fun. I really hope you'll vote for me and my party when the time comes. And please, please, please give this a hype if you can, and a like and a share so that more people get the message. It doesn't cost anything, but is a massive help. Thank you, Great Britain.
Thank you, Rupert. Ah, what happened to GST? Where's he hiding? Ah,
I'm reading up on far right ideology and how we can combat it.
Aren't you supposed to have porn or something? The Holy Quran. All right. What? Where's my book? No, I'm reading about U-boats. Okay. Well, thanks for sticking round.
No worries.
Hey, did you just come out of the closet?
Several times, yeah.
All right. Reminds me of my gay bear days. All right. Okay, guys, you've been listening to Paul Morris, the Green Arrow, with GST, who's been keeping him company. And see you on the next one.
Sorry, I scared everybody else off.
Oh, no, you've done me a favour. Nah, I just said the same if you had gone first. Right. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. I'll be on at 8 a.m. for that morning shift. Yeah, there's not many people here at 8 a.m. It's really good. I was there this morning. I was on my own. I thought, oh, nice. I can just play what I like. And then people come in and I had to speak. Okay. See you tomorrow, guys.
If I've got a good signal tomorrow morning, I'll jump on and say hello. Just because I'm catching a coach rather than drive down. Now I'm catching a coach. I've got a free seat on a coach.
Oh, so, great.
Yeah.
Right. I look forward to it then. We look forward to it. Okay. Good night, GST. You take care, brother. Total respect. See you in the Shield Bowl.
Definitely.
Okay, then, guys. That was GST. And I'm Paul Morris. I'm the Green Arrow. Good night to all of you. Yeah. What did we say? I can't remember. Stay safe. Stay strong. Aim high. Vote low. See you on the next one. And then